Join me at this time, the fabulous Jason Vendetta and the promoter of NBWA, the Don K. Morales. You have an announcement about an upcoming show this November?
Yes, November 5th, 5 p.m., Lincoln's Challenge, Rantoul, Illinois. That's the show.
That's the show, and what will we be expecting there at that event?
Good wrestling. Real wrestling. Illinois wrestling. And I've used that in Arkansas so many times.
Now
Go ahead.
There's something else that I've heard about that you wanted to share a message with the NBWA fan base about this particular show.
Yes. First off, I wanted to announce that no one's ever really known this, but Brian Henderson has been my co-promoter and co-owner for the last 7 years, and I couldn't have done this without him. He's the reason we did whatever we did, whether you guys consider it a success or whether you guys consider it a fail. This is the reason why. Not me, I'm just that acts like I'm in charge, but this is the guy that's been in charge from day one. November 5th, Lincoln's Challenge, Rantoul will be the final New Breed Wrestling Alliance show ever. I am relocating to Las Vegas. I am going to open a New Breed up there and take over Vegas like we did Central Illinois, right?
Yep.
You gonna cry, are you?
Yeah, I might.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
So you're moving to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Why the sudden desire to go to a state which has really massive unemployment right now? And
Well, I don't have unemployment because I have a job, and I really can't tell you why. I don't want to keep NBWA around because it's kind of derogatory towards every other promoter and wrestler in this area. I think wrestling in this area has died. I think half the wrestlers don't have no heart. And the ones that take offense to this, those are the ones I'm talking about. But I did want to thank people like Blake Steele, Guy Smith, Brian, Cobra, Aaron, Rossi, Santelli, Pitbull, Harker Dirge, Eric Ruffington, anyone that's ever done anything for our promotion and like on a regular basis and actually meant something as far as being a part of our roster. And I'm talking about the ones that came down for $20 or a payday, whatever they were getting, just to get a payday. I'm talking about the ones that actually felt like we felt for them. And those are the guys I just mentioned. So I appreciate everything everyone's ever done, including Mad Conservative Crime Fighter, Mauve, Chris, and those delicious hamburgers at the Main Hangar Restaurant in Springfield. You know, all that stuff. Appreciate it. I just think this area of wrestling has died. Brian?
It's the end of an era. It's the end of one book. You look around, there's plenty to read in this area. It's all the same story. There's plenty to read.
so what does Central Illinois look like without NBWA in Eastern Illinois?
I'm biased, and so Brian should probably go ahead and answer that.
If you take those promotions, all these other promotions, it's gonna look the same as it did the last 2 years. I mean, we stepped up. We became the elite around the 2007, early 2008 era. Things didn't really work out for us. Didn't really pan out the way we wanted to. Things happened, personal issues, professional issues. Things fell off, and if we, it's a true story. It's a steady decline ever since. And I mean, pretty much nothing's really going to change, but you'll feel something. You'll feel something different because I do believe our presence was felt. And because of guys like Eric Ruffington, Blake Steele, because of Diego Corleone, Harker Dirge, we helped.
Matt Cage, Christian Rose.
We helped
Jimmy
create their celebrity status in this area. And now it's their ball. They can go ahead and run with it.
And other promotions took advantage of those guys, by the way. Eric Ruffington should have been a main eventer from day one. I helped him do that. Actually, he helped himself. But people like him and Blake Steele and all those guys that never really got a chance because they weren't over with the promoters, personal issues should never get involved in like that, even though I didn't mind at first. But I'm a changed man. I've got a voice of reason. His name's Guy Smith, by the way. But yeah, you can't treat people that way. If they're good, they're good. You should push them how they need to be pushed. But yeah, it's gonna be sad for me. Real sad. You?
If somebody made an offer to buy out New Breed and continue on, would you take it?
I would, but it's not like, and I'm gonna use GAW as an example. I mean, you just can't pull out, you know, I don't know what the price was, but you know, $200 out of your pocket and buy a GAW like, or NBWA like Ken GAW. I mean, I've got.
Or buy a $5,000 ring like that guy in Springfield did.
Well, not only do I have a $5,000 ring, I also have $7,500 in custom belts, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, I would sell it absolutely if someone's like seriously interested in it.
I think if that was the case and that ever did happen, and they did want to use the call letters, they did want to use the championships, they wanted to use the ring, they wanted to use even our same guys. It's, you compared it to GAW, I compare it to ECW. You look at, and from 2001 on, WWE ECW was never ECW. It was a readaptation of trying to reestablish celebrities that were created in that era. And as much as that's going to happen, you know, it's alphabet soup in this area anyway. Anybody with some call letters and the ability to rent a wrestling rink and own a promotion. You can call yourselves NBWA, you can call yourselves NWA, you can call yourselves WWE. It doesn't really matter unless you have the right people behind the pin in order to go ahead and make that promotion successful.
I should ask you this question since it's been a topic among our colleagues for quite a number of weeks. Should wrestling be re-regulated in the state of Illinois?
I actually just talked to Guy Smith and Blake Steele about this. You can't regulate wrestling. You need to regulate the promoters. And a commission can't do that. The wrestlers have to do that. All right? People need to quit taking bookings for certain feds in the area that book people like Mephisto. How you doing, buddy?
Rex Gill.
Rex Gill, Gideon Morbid, people like that, and say, look, if you know if those type of people ain't on the card, then I'm not coming down just because I get paid or whatnot. I mean, the wrestlers have to regulate the promoters. It can't be the other way around.
It's all about the personal politics.
Well, not only that, if you can have someone like, you know, Rex Gill come down for free, why book Harker Dirge for a payday? You're not going to need him. And people like Harker and Guy Smith and all those guys, they don't get paid because other people want to use people like Rex Gill that come down for $2. So I think the wrestlers need to regulate the promoters. That's the only way you're going to regulate wrestling. You take Harker Dirge and Guy Smith and all them and refuse to wrestle a show that has people like Rex Gill and all them on it, then wrestling will be regulated. But until then, not going to happen.
Fans also have to stop buying tickets to the shows
And
where
they
the
will.
promoters do the absolute bare minimum to get by.
But the fans will stop buying a ticket if you got a card full of Gideon Morbids and Rex Gills and Mephistos. I'm not buying a ticket to that show. And neither would you, and you're a journalist or whatever. You're not going to that show, are you? Exactly.
Not likely.
It's all about the personal politics.
Yes.
The best example right now is all of these feds, again, alphabet soup, popping up in Springfield. And you know what? Myself and Justin McIntyre, we're on talking terms, I believe, but I wouldn't say that we're close friends. But out of respect for himself and New Midwest Wrestling, I, as a performer, will never step foot in a Springfield wrestling company that does not have the call letters New Midwest Wrestling. If that's it, if that's not it, I'm not going to be there.
I agree, and Justin's not a bad guy either. We've had our issues, but he did me something at one time, so I'll just leave it at that. He's not that bad. But I agree with him. This RW, whatever the hell, and WUO, or whatever they're called now, that's just got to stop.
I guess there's one other side topic to cover. With New Breed gone, is the Heritage Wrestling Coalition Championship still going to be active?
Not by me.
So the wrestlers pretty much have to keep it alive, pretty much, with the title change down in Arkansas. And
Absolutely.
the wrestler has to take the title around and defend it.
Absolutely.
Any other closing comments? Favorite memories? Words for the future, or what you'll miss most about being in Central Illinois?
You want to know what I'm going to miss the most? And the reason that got me by for the last few years, come here, bring the camera this way. These two right here are two of my best friends.
We don't have the light now.
Well, let's go over here. These two are the reason, and I've never looked good, but if I've ever looked good as far as this Fed goes, these two are the reason. Bloody Harker Dirge and Brian Henderson. These guys are the ones that made NBWA what it is for the past at least 3 years. So, I'm gonna leave you two to discuss stuff. He wants to know if wrestling can be regulated.
Yeah. Whatever they were saying, I just walked up, but whatever they were saying, I probably agree tenfold, except they said it more politically correct than I would have and used a lot less F-bombs.
They didn't use F-bombs, thankfully.
They used a lot less F-bombs than I would have used. I'm gonna leave it at that. I just heard a tail end of it about if somebody would work for free, why would a promoter who doesn't want to spend any money and be a real promoter, but a fantasy promoter, why would he bring in somebody like me that wants to be paid for his profession? He's been doing it for 15 years and had over 1,000 matches and needs to be paid. Why would you bring somebody like me in? Because my face on a poster sells tickets. Somebody else who looks like a wrestler and you know is a proven commodity sells tickets. So what it tells me, when you put somebody on there that'll work for free or $5, you're not a real promoter, you're a fantasy promoter, you're looking to get by backyard style. In closing, and you can look it up on the internet, somebody that I trained after down in Florida named Brian Strickland, Skull Crusher is what he called himself, this past weekend, he died of a heart attack in the middle of the ring. Brian Strickland, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but we talked about it 15 years ago. He was everything that was wrong with wrestling, and he's what it became on the indies. He's the first person I ever knew who would regularly go to a card and say, I'll work for free. Put me on, I'll work for free. And we said, you know, Brian, all you're doing is hurting the rest of us, because if you work for free, how are we going to get paid? And he said, well, I don't care, it's for the love of the business. Well, where's your love of the business? He died in the middle of the ring for free, leaving his family with nothing. I don't know if it makes any sense to you right now, but I got a lot of thoughts about it because I knew the guy, and he went for free, died on a backyard show in the middle of the ring. That's no legacy to leave behind. That's nothing he should be proud of.
That's sad.
We would tell the guy, man, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting the rest of us. But he didn't care. And one of the reasons he died of a heart attack in the middle of the ring because he didn't think that to be a wrestler you needed to work out and be in shape and look the part. You could just go in there and do it. Promoters, if you listen to my voice right now, you get what you pay for. 0 into 0 is 0. That's my diatribe, my rant. I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, promoters, start booking people worth it. I made that mistake a long time ago, and I won't do that again. You know, I used to book people like Nicky the Weasel Mancotti and Aaron Matthews, but now, start booking real wrestlers.
We use Aaron out of pity.
Yes, that's because it's his friend, or whatever, but like I said, these are the guys. I had nothing to do with it. I'm just the good looks.
We've had a lot of fun at New Breed, and for a period of time, we did it right like nobody else did it. We had a real good thing going. Everything comes in cycles. I'll just say that. Everything comes in cycles.
I hope we still get to see you wrestle in this area, though. Everywhere in Central Illinois. I hope we still are able to see you perform because you are great.
You'll see me wherever and whenever the time is right, because I'll tell you, as I'm standing here, I've been around longer than anybody else, and I'm gonna outlast them all.
Harker Dirge, thank you for impromptu chat.
First time ever on camera, add a character, air quotes.
Candid.
And with air quotes.
Right.
But I could have come on here and said, throughout the years, there's been a lot who have come and gone, and nobody has my ability to see the past, present, and future laid out for them all at one time. But if I reach up into the heavens above and bring it all the way down, down, down below to the fiery pits of hell and reach right in the middle and meet at a bare minimum
what I understand is this. Those of you within the sound of my voice understand that everything comes full circle. And Harker Dirge will return to the higher heights of central Illinois, looking down upon all of those pretenders to my throne.
Catch the Nosebleed Seats TV on demand anytime. Just go to stlwc.lip.tv, select your episode, watch and enjoy the show. The NBS TV on stlwc.lip.tv. Alright, our official opening contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Little Rock, Arkansas, weighing in at 185 pounds, he is the Action Jon Alan. And his opponent from Springfield, Illinois, weighing in at 190 pounds, is accompanied to the ring by Melody. He is the Apex Blake Steele. Always a pleasure to re-announce for New Breed Wrestling Alliance when I can. Opportunity had presented itself as I once again was drafted to do the ring announcing here in Urbana, Illinois. The shocking announcement that New Breed Wrestling Alliance may be running its final show on November the 5th in Rantoul, Illinois at the Lincoln's Challenge Gym. And I say may be running its last show because the promotion is for sale, so we shall see if somebody steps up to keep the promotion going. But as of right now, New Breed will be running its final show on November the 5th as the Don K. Morales is going to move to Nevada, a state which has 13% unemployment. I hope he does have employment lined up over there because the economy in the state of Nevada is hurting quite a bit under this reign of President Barack Obama. And there we go, one-on-one action, the opening contest from the New Breed Wrestling Alliance show at the Urbana Sweet Corn Festival outside Busey Bank, same location as last year. The Apex Blake Steele taking on Arkansas's Jon Alan. And a shoving match as the Action Jon Alan, or he wants to be called Awesome Action. But Jon Alan, first time we've witnessed him on an Illinois event. Wrestles in the Memphis, Tennessee area on the for New Experience Wrestling and All-Star Wrestling Federation in a talent exchange that took place. Several wrestlers from Central Illinois went down to the Memphis area to wrestle on events down south, and some of the wrestlers have wrestled up here in Central Illinois, and several of them are here at this event here at the Urbana Sweet Corn Festival. And we're taking a look at our first one right now. Jon Alan with a shoulder block. Your referee for this contest is Dangerous Drew Thomas. Not as active as a wrestler as he was in previous years. Today he's got the ref shirt on, and Blake Steele is sending Jon Alan flying around the ring, and a drop kick sends him to the outside, and he takes refuge behind a photographer. And Blake Steele going to follow him out onto the parking lot, and Jon Alan trying to get some distance away from Blake Steele, tries to sucker him with an elbow drop, but Blake Steele a little bit too wise for that. And Jon Alan goes crashing to the mat, and now gets himself a mud hole stomped in him in the corner. In the apex, Blake Steele pulls him, Jon Alan, to his feet and chops him across the chest. Another hard chop from Blake Steele. Melody in his corner. Irish whip. And Blake with a scoop and a slam. And Blake off the ropes with a knee drop. Snapmare takeover. Blake off the ropes, drop kick to the face. Another knee drop from Blake and a cover. One. It's like a 1 count only there. We're going to have more action from this event next week on the NBS. Be sure to check that out.
I think some of these titles are
Which one?
I mean, next week here on the NBS program, we're going to get more matches from this card. And oh, look at that! Jon Alan crotches Blake Steele.
Guy Smith beat Vendetta for it.
The middle rope.
But he did lose.
Spin kick from Jon Alan. He definitely did not get all of that one.
He lost that one. But he won the NBWA Midwest title like week 1 in Newport, Arkansas.
Jon Alan going to send him in the ropes. Side elbow, and down goes Blake Steele, and a kick to the back. And Jon Alan definitely has the advantage on Blake, and there's a hard chop across the chest. And Jon Alan going for cover. 1, 2, 2 count.
It ended with Jones being jumped.
Yeah, they won.
And Jon Alan gonna go to a side headlock here. After this match, we are going to get reaction to the closure of New Breed from Justin McIntyre, the promoter in New Midwest Wrestling.
Better than Guy Smith.
Have to recall that he was instrumental in Guy Smith getting the Heritage Wrestling Coalition Championship off the waist of the future Donovan Ruddock. I have to make note that Guy Smith is no longer the HWC Heavyweight Champion. He lost it down in Arkansas to Alan Steele. We're going to wait and see what becomes of the HWC Championship. See if it will be defended again in the state of Illinois, as Jon Alan sends Blake into the corner, charges. Nobody home. And Blake Steele with a side suplex on Jon Alan. And both men down. Drew Thomas counting both men back up on their feet. Forearm shots. There's a kick to the back of the head. There's a kick from Blake. Oh, a KO punch. Takes Blake Steele down on his knees and to the mat. And the action, Jon Alan has Blake in trouble. Collision in the center of the ring. Blake Steele, side elbow. Clothesline from Blake. He turns Jon Alan inside out. Blake Steele got a head of steam going. There's a reverse of the whip. Leapfrog from Alan. Another leapfrog. Oh, he got caught. Backbreaker from Blake Steele. And Blake looks like he's going for the kill here. Powerbomb from Blake. 1, 2. A kick out. Blake still had Jon Alan in trouble. Kind of surprised he kicked out of that powerbomb after the backbreaker. Oh, Jon Alan with the Aussie DDT. A move that Ultimo Dragon used more than a decade ago. And Jon Alan's gonna go to the top. Jon Alan, moonsault, nobody home. And Blake charges the corner with a forearm shot. Blake, fireman's carry. Drops him face first to the mat. 1, 2, 3.
The winner of this match, the Apex, Blake Steele.
So Blake Steele is victorious over Jon Alan in 7 minutes, 45 seconds. This is week 1 of a 3-week series that we'll be checking out action from New Breed after the interview we did with the Don Kim Morales and Jason Vendetta, and a very, very rare candid moment with a Bloody Harker Dirge. Blake Steele victorious. And in a moment, we're going to hear from Justin McIntyre about New Breed closing up. But we want you all to check out the St. Louis wrestling community at stlwrestling.livejournal.com and the new Central Illinois ProWrestling.com for all the latest news and information on what's going on in the Central Illinois region. And things are changing at a rapid pace. But right now, we're going to go to Justin McIntyre.
It wasn't, you know, Don Kato hadn't made too many waves other than the HWC and the HWC title, which was moving around from show to show anyways. As far as I know, it's pretty much, you know, a good chunk of other people helping him out with the New Breed shows as it was in the HWC show. So he'd still have those people here that could pick up the slack if they wanted to. You guys, you know, the New Breed, especially in the last few years, had networked to the entire Central Illinois to where everybody knows everybody, and if it needed to get done, New Breed wouldn't need to close, and you'd have plenty of people there to run it in its stead. And I mean, you know, I can't speak for anybody, but I don't think it's, if New Breed leaves, it definitely will leave that open, that area, and I'm sure it won't be long for somebody else is in there. That's not you know, that's not disrespect to anybody working in New Breed or for New Breed or Don Kato himself, but I think that, you know, it'll be just fine. I think the scene is fine. It's still growing. We're still a very young scene. I mean, we're all the companies are very young comparatively to anybody that stayed in business. Places come and go. I mean, that's a fact of life. You know, one of these days, New Midwest, I mean, you know, I don't want it to leave. If New Midwest stays open forever, I love it. If New Midwest was to close tomorrow, it's something I'd have to work to keep from happening. I have no problems with any of the other promoters except for the ones in Springfield not named New Midwest. But for the most part, it's, you know, it is what it is. I think a lot of those guys that work for New Breed are going to have no problem finding work. A lot of those guys work for UWC. They work for NWA Supreme. You know, like I said, there's a network there, and everybody's going to have something to do.
Yeah. All right, Justin, thank you very much.